Although viewers of Reacher have a basic understanding of the character after 2 seasons, Season 3 aims to keep them surprised. However, in contrast to earlier seasons, the first 3 episodes of the popular Prime Video series are packed with slow-burning tension. Instead of witnessing Jack Reacher battle his way through circumstances, his greatest assets are his shrewdness and strategic awareness. The main character's tendency to be a recluse is the Reacher series' greatest obstacle. Since neither of Reacher's friends nor romantic partners remain, there are no recurring series regulars. Because the plot of Season 2 was rooted in Reacher's past, it was an exception. It's basically a brand new show every year, with the exception of Francis Nigeli's fleeting appearances. To bring down a crime lord connected to a person from his past, Season 3 places the itinerant knight-errant in the middle of an undercover operation. Reacher isn't a subtle guy though. He doesn't appear to be suited for the kind of deceit and skulking that this kind of mission calls for. These first 3 episodes are particularly tense because of this. Although viewers aren't particularly concerned about his safety, anything could go wrong at any time. The first half of the first episode is the weakest aspect of the Season 3 premiere. Viewers have spent enough time with Reacher to know that he would never unintentionally shoot a police officer or make any of the mistakes he makes when saving Richard Beck from kidnappers, even if they have never read one of Lee Child's books. The audience feels that this season is misrepresenting the character, or at best they are ahead of the story. Persuader, Lee Child's 7th book, which debuted on May 13, 2003, to largely favorable reviews, is adapted in Season 3. Viewers really only get this enjoyable action scene for these early episodes. However, because it feels so out of place with the character that viewers are familiar with, it might only work well on a rewatch. Reacher's intense game of Russian roulette, in which he fires repeatedly to demonstrate his intensity, is nearly unsettling. Yes, he has previously killed police officers. The character that viewers are familiar with, however, would not flee after shooting an innocent man. Things take a turn for the better when he says, "I'm in," and takes a concealed cell phone out of his boot. However, the opening is remarkably similar to the opening of the source book for Season 3. To put everything in perspective, the episode then goes back in time. Reacher Season 3 only really gets going after everything is ready. Watching the former U.S. Army Special Investigator administer justice in a brutal manner has been the highlight of the last 2 seasons. Watching him attempt to uphold his morals and his cover in Season 3 is a distinct yet no less fulfilling conflict. On a small town street, a Reacher wearing jeans and a t-shirt violently grabs a man's arm from the Reacher picture courtesy of Prime Video. The best Reacher episodes to date have been action-packed. Although his intelligence has always played a role, it becomes his greatest tool once he becomes fully immersed in Zachary Beck's world. His physical prowess is best demonstrated when he scales walls, after being locked in his bedroom, to search the compound for a missing informant he is there to rescue, rather than fending off a group of people. Even when things go wrong, Reacher manages to make the most of them. Reacher's greatest advantage in this mission is that he is a lone wolf. He does care about people, as evidenced by Richard Beck, the child he saved from the fictitious kidnapping, and DA agent Susan Duffy. The main source of conflict, though, is how far he will go and how much he will give up to apprehend his former self, Xavier Quinn. More tension is created by these factors than by any of the threats he has previously encountered. Since Reacher is the main character, viewers are aware that he is never in danger of dying. Despite his tenuous position within the Beck organization, he manages to generate suspense. His resentment of Beck's other staff members is not concealed. The cop-killing fake-out was required because he clearly doesn't want to be there. These criminals believe that Reacher is with them because they have no other choice. Nevertheless, he manages to win over the people he needs. Even though Reacher is enormous, he must contend with Pewley, Beck's muscular gatekeeper. The most dangerous individual, however, is Beck's number 2, Chapman Duke, who has the ability to kill Reacher with a single word. Reacher is promoted in Beck's world and Duke dies as a result of a cunning ploy at the end of the 3rd episode. Just in time to discover that Beck isn't actually in charge, he gains the boss's trust. Reacher to Zachary Beck, "You're going to get more than 10 grand. I have a feeling you're going to become my new number 2. Because Reacher can't punch his way out of the problems he encounters in Season 3, it might be his best season to date. The main character of the series is more like the Hulk, despite comparisons to James Bond or Batman. He crushes anyone who stands in his way as he charges through issues. That's not possible here. The people he is there to protect would suffer even if he survived. Despite the fact that Paulie is twice as big as Reacher, Season 3 makes it clear that Reacher is more than just a wrecking ball. In Season 3 he uses his wits and quick thinking much more than any of his other skills. Beyond the suspense and new conflict, Reacher develops its main character in unexpected ways. This season will see the return of Francis Neagley, the main character of the new Reacher spin-off. But in Season 3, all of his other allies are brand new. The biggest obstacle for the show is this. Reacher's old army friends and the police officers in Season 1's Margrave are more instantly endearing than the trio of DA agents who persuade him to go undercover. Although Reacher shows concern for them, it is still unclear if the audience will follow suit. The new cast of Season 2 had a similar issue, but viewers were more receptive to the friendship because of their past interactions with Reacher. They must shoulder the burden of winning over the audience alone because Reacher doesn't spend much time with his allies in Season 3. Fortunately, the remaining first 3 episodes are engaging enough to keep viewers interested, even if they take a while to get used to them. Reacher is thrust into a completely different world in Season 3, and he doesn't belong there. However, the story actually benefits from this. He wins every time he persuades someone that he supports them. The fear that he will be found increases when he doesn't and must kill that individual. It presents the competent and unwavering hero with a new dynamic and set of difficulties.